Today.
Today, Justin preached about being practical. And I believe the same. I believe that there are things that require prayer, but I also believe that there are things that require logic. In my country, there's expressions that they say, for example, have mercy, Lord, or rebuke him in the name of Jesus. So they're so religious that, for example, if a woman is sweeping the floor and her broom or her sweep falls, they say, I bind you in the name of Jesus. It's the devil. It's the devil. There are things that it's not this way. Because there are things that are logical. Yes. There's a pastor in my church that he told us that she went to visit an old lady with another pastor, and they forgot that she had a dog. And when they went inside the house, the dog came after them. So one of the person that came, when the dog approached, he said, I bind you in the name of Jesus. And his other friend went running. And the grandmother said, no, he's not bind, he's loose. Because he said, you're bind. So the pastor was saying, so this is the lesson that you have to learn. There are things where you can pray for, but there are other things that you have to run away. So today we're going to talk a little bit about this.
About running.
We are not going to run away because it's worse. So now something just came to my mind that in Brazil I would work in a factory. And the factory was set on fire. And my boss was always persecuting me. And exactly that day, I went to a mountain to pray that day. And in that day, I would pray. And when I came back, I could see from far the smoke that was coming out of the factory. So I looked up and I said, oh, something is going wrong. All of the workers from the factory were sitting in the street in a line. Some of them came with buckets of water. That was a wrong thing to do, to get a bucket of water and throw in the fire, because the factory has electricity. And when you have water and there's a fire and there's electricity and you put the water in the electricity, it will channelize the electricity and light the spark. So when my boss saw me and he said, and he was he was persecuting me. The boss came to him running and said, Luis, please, can you come help me? Because he was so desperate, he was thinking that even though we have a lot of people in the factory, we're not going to solve this problem. And Luis looked at his boss and he said, no, I'm not the fireman. So I went running inside the factory, I got my things, I got my backpack and I ran. And I did like everybody else. I sat outside and I waited. Because there are things that you have to run away from. Okay, so this kind of circumstances, this situation, it's not going to happen here, but we have to be careful. So let's give an example. When there's a fire. Okay, the first rule when there's a fire is to not get nervous, because the fire it takes a long time for a fire to grow. So don't worry, don't panic, because the fire is still small. First is calm. What the smoke usually does in a fire, it usually goes up. And what the specialists say about when there's a fire in a place is to crouch or to bend your knees and go low, because the smoke is up. Right. So if you're under the smoke and you don't smell. If you have a napkin or if you have something that a scarf, cover your nose and do this. And this way you can breathe better. And never panic. Never panic. Okay, so now we're going to explain how to use the extinguishers.
Como dizia, esse extintor não é água, é polvilho, sabe?
Okay, the substance of the extinguisher is not water, it's gas.
Sim, porque há várias causas de incêndio. Se não se pode usar água, então por isso se usa gás.
The reason why it has gas is because in many types of fires, there can be electricity fire, there can be gasoline fire. This gas is specially made so that it can turn off any kind of fire. So first thing, there is a little lock or a seal. You will see from close. Can you see it? This seal, if the extinguisher has it, it means that it has not been used. Okay? So what you do is you take it off, take the seal off, and take the security, the lock off. Okay, this is the seal, and this is the lock. Yeah? So you see how he's getting the extinguisher, huh?
Oh yeah.
And just press.
Just because of fire.
Sí, pero las personas que son indicadas por vosotros, que van, ¿no? Porque los demás...
Dapat makasahin tayo namin na nakakapatay na. Don't worry, I know